Imagine you are walking with your dog. It's a quiet afternoon. No signs, no warnings, just a stone bridge in the middle of the woods. But in a snap of finger, your dog jumps. No bark, no reason. You scream, but it's already too late. What you do? You think it's a legend, but it isn't. It's real. Over 15 dogs have jumped from this very spot. Some survived only to try again. What's really waiting on the Overtoun Bridge? It is today mystery. But before we solve the mystery, if you don't subscribe to my channel, just subscribe. Okay, let's get started. In the Martin, Scotland, there is a 19th century Gothic bridge that crosses a 15-foot ravine. It's officially called Overtoun Bridge, but its unofficial name is Dog Suicide Bridge. Since the 1915s, hundreds of dogs have mysteriously jumped off this bridge, and 15 of them died. Okay, let's find out why. Built in 1895, the decorated bridge leads up to Overtoun House, Tycoon James White on the border of the village of Milton. In the Scottish Lowlands, it spans Overtoun Burn, a deep gorge with a small river, and hundreds of dogs have attempted to commit suicide by jumping off this bridge. And stories about Overtoun Bridge are all over the internet and have been featured on the TV series and the Unexplained Files. There is even an entire book dedicated to this phenomena. But despite all this attention, the mystery is still unsolved. So, what's really going on here? There are those who believe that the suicides are cast by supernatural forces. They point out that the bridge's location fits the description of a thin place, which, according to Catholic pagan beliefs, is a location where heaven and the earth meet. That's a good idea. Another theory blames the White Lady of Overtoun, who runs the Overtoun House. Now her husband, John, died in 1908, leaving the widow to grieve for over 13 years. After she died, she became the ghost known as the White Lady of Overtoun. According to local legend, the White Lady has seen in the windows of the house and wandering the grounds still grieving. Another even darker story describes a terrible event that happened in 1994. That year, a 32 years old father threw his own baby into the gorge below because he was certain that his child was the Antichrist. The baby died the following day and the father was declared insane, obviously, and committed to an institution. Locals say the dogs jumped from the same spot when the baby was thrown. They believe there is some kind of supernatural rift that affects dog behavior. Now, most animal behaviorists agree that dogs don't commit suicide. Dogs can certainly become depressed, which leads them to waste away and die slowly. But there is no reason a healthy dog would throw itself off a bridge. So, what's going on here? The question is, why this bridge? Why Overtown Bridge all over the other bridges that are here in this country? In 2006, Dr. David Sands, a Canadian psychologist, investigated the bridge. Dr. Sands said the way that the bridge is constructed is probably a factor. The walls of the bridge are about waist high and completely solid. There are also trees and dense greenery that grow higher than the walls, so there are no visual clues for the dogs to realize that they are on a bridge or that there is a drop on the other side of the wall. Also, the top of the walls are tapered, so that if a dog jumps on the top of one, it's probably going to fall, even if it realizes it made a mistake. So, this explains why a dog would be unaware that jumping is dangerous. But why would it try to jump in the first place? Dr. Sands has a theory for that too. He points out that minks were introduced to Scotland in the 1920s and began breeding in large numbers in the 1950s. This is the same time when the suicide supposedly started. So not only are mink present in the undergrowth under the bridge, but also crawlers, mink, all kinds of forest critters that dogs enjoy. So the theory is the scent of one or more of these animals grabs a dog's attention. That wanting to chase down the source of the scent, the dog jumps over the wall without realizing the danger. This theory is supported by the fact that all of the incidents appear to happen on dry sunny days. when animal sense carry more clearly, and Scotland doesn't get a lot of dry sunny days. So it kind of stands out. Dr. Sands performed an experiment to see what scents were most attractive to dogs. For the experiment, he took 10 dogs to a feed, and they were the same breeds that jumped off the bridge. In the feed were three containers, each containing an animal scent. Some of the dogs headed straight to the container containing the mink scent, like right to its mink's immediate strong odor that gets dog very excited. So the most logical theory is that on sunny days when scents are carrying well, long-nosed dogs are catching a whiff of milk in the undergrowth below the bridge, and in general with dogs, the longer the nose, the better the sense of smell. So then, driven by the instinct to hunt and unaware of the dangerous fall, they jump off the bridge in pursuit of prey. Checks out. So, what we have seems to be a reasonable explanation for the dog suicide bridge, but locals are not buying it. People who visit the Overtoun Bridge also talk about experiencing a strange feeling when they are there, and some have even said that feeling invisible finger kind of prodding them to the end of the bridge.
And what do you think the jabbing finger was?
The White Lady of Overtoun.
When skeptics confront locals about the supernatural theory, many are going to point out that there are other bridges just like this all over the area with the same characteristics, yet dogs are not jumping. So, what do you think, guys? Have we debunked this story, or is there something more going on here? Let me know in the comments. So, if you like this video, just subscribe, like, share. Bye, everyone.